Hi guys, my name is Brittany. Today I did a tutorial on the Norvina palette. I did this look. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you want to recreate this, then let's keep on watching. Hi guys, so I already filled in my brows using the Anastasia Dip Brow in dark brown. And then I'm going to start by priming my face using the Too Faced Hangover RX Hydrating Primer. And then I ended up adding after this clip some of the Farsali Unicorn drops just to prime my face. If you're new here, I just want to say welcome to my channel. I used to do videos before and then I kind of stopped, and I kind of want to get back into the swing of things, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial on the Norvina palette. So I'm just blending in everything into my face, and then I ended up priming my lids for the eyeshadow using the Urban Decay primer potion in the color Eden. And this just ensures that your eyeshadows are going to last all day long, and it's also just a great base, so I applied it all over the lid. And while I was blending it out, I also blended it under my lash line because I was applying shadows under there as well, and I wanted those to pop as well. So now I'm taking the Norvina palette, and the first color I used was the color Incense with a big fluffy brush, and I put that all in my crease, just blending it as a transition shade. So then the next color I used with the same brush was the shade Volatile. I don't know how to say some of these names because a lot of them are French, and I'm so sorry about that, but I just did the exact same thing. And then the next one I did was the color Passion, and it's a really pretty like burgundy color, and I used the skinnier brush, and then I also applied that one under the eyes. So next thing I did was I used the Glitter Glue Primer by Too Faced because I wanted to put some glitter on my lid from this palette, and I wanted to ensure that they were going to stick, and this gets very tacky once it gets put on, so then it stays. So the two colors I ended up mixing together were the shades Summer and Rose Gold on a more dense brush to make sure I could really pack them onto my lids. So here I'm just packing it on my lids, and it's a really pretty color together. So then the next two shades I used was Base and Dreamer mixed together, and I put those in the inner corner and on my brow bone just to highlight. And there's the look so far. I then took a bigger brush and I kind of wiped the follow underneath my eyes from some of the glitter. Next I used the Kat Von D Tattoo Liquid Liner. It's a pen, and I just did a winged liner for that. And I really love this eyeliner because you have lots of control, but it's also liquid, so it lasts all day long. It does not budge whatsoever. And then there's the two wings. I ended up having to fix one of them, so I did that. And then after this, I applied my mascara, and here I'm using the L'Oreal Teloscopic mascara. I love it. If you put it right to the base, it just grabs your lashes, and then you go from root to tip, and it really volumizes your lashes. I absolutely love this mascara for so much volume, as you can see right here. And then I also like to go on the tops of my lashes to add just a little bit more of volume. And there's the eyes, both sides with mascara. As you can see, they are lifted more, and they're nice and dark and black, and they have lots of volume to them. So then there's the look. I zoomed out for you guys now because I'm going to move on to the face. I used a Wet n Wild foundation, and I'm pretty sure the shade I'm using is called Bronze Beige. And this foundation, I really enjoy it. It's pretty full coverage, in my opinion. And so I just dot that all over my face, and then I ended up rubbing it in with my beauty blender, and I dampened the beauty blender just so then I get a more airbrushed and even application. I find if I wet it, then it just presses into the skin a little bit easier. And then I got foundation in my brow by accident. So then I just went over again and fixed up my brow that I got foundation on, but then I also just double checked and made sure that they were even. They don't have to be sisters, they can be cousins. They don't have to be completely even. And then I used a highlighting concealer. This one's by Covergirl and it's in one of the lightest shades. And I'm just putting that under my eyes to cover my dark circles because I'm done finals now. But before I wasn't getting much sleep, so now I have bags under my eyes and some pretty dark circles. So I'm just blending that out, and then I want it to bake. And so when I bake it, I feel like it sets it in place a lot more than if I was just to put powder on. So here I'm using the Kat Von D translucent powder to bake. I bake under my eyes, I bake on my forehead because I get a lot of lines from facial expressions. I also bake to where I was going to contour just to make it more of a sharper, defined line. And I also go by right beside my mouth for any smile lines that I could get. And so that's me with my bake on my face. And then here I'm using a Nars blush. I don't know how to say the name because all their names are just, I love their products, but their names are just so confusing, so I'm not even going to try an attempt, but I will leave it in the description box below along with all the other things that I use. So here I'm using bronzer. I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and I'm making a fish face to get the hollows of my cheeks. It also smells like chocolate, which is so amazing. Here I'm using a bigger stippling brush to brush away some of the excess powder on my face, and then I took a more smaller brush to get some of the smaller parts. And then when I also take the bake away from under my eyes, I don't just wipe, because if I just wipe, then I feel like some of the product comes out from under your eyes that you just were trying to set. So I more tap it in and rub a little bit. But I tap it in just to make sure it gets in. And here I'm jamming to some type of song that I have no idea. Next I'm using the Essence mattifying pressed powder to keep my face matte all throughout the day. And then I used an NYC translucent pressed powder for setting under my eyes from what I baked. And then next I used the Nicole Guerriero Anastasia highlighting palette. The highlight wasn't showing good up on camera, which I'm so upset about because Anastasia highlighters to begin with are amazing, and I absolutely loved this palette. I used the colors It's Lit and Glow Getter. Last but not least, for my lips, I am using the Ciate Liquid Velvet lip in the color Bittersweet. And so I'm applying that all over my lips. It looks more of like a darker purpley brown on camera, but it really is more of just like a darker nude. It isn't as purple in person. So I'm just applying that all over my lips, and it dries pretty quickly. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.